definition.
Place your hands
Are you
behind your
kidding
back.
me, dude?
Place your hands
You're kidding
behind
me,
your
right?
back. Place your hands behind your back.
Are you kidding
Do you understand
me?
Arrested for what?
That's the question tonight after an incident caught on a biker's helmet camera. Good evening, I'm Casey Norton in for John McKay.
I'm Gloria Campos. Thank you for joining us. On Memorial Day weekend, cops clamped down hard on stunt bikers, trying to prevent a repeat of what happened last year when riders shut down US 75. One rider says the crackdown went too far. Here's David Schechter with a News 8 exclusive.
It's the only thing you don't see in this picture that's the story. A camera on Chris Moore's helmet. It was Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and Moore, riding southbound on Stemmons in a pack of 50 to 100 sport bikers, got pulled over while riding below the speed limit. Officers were out in force that weekend, working to prevent another shutdown of a Dallas freeway like this one last Memorial weekend that ultimately led to 3 arrests. So why was Moore pulled over? Dallas Deputy Sheriff James Westbrook says he wanted to see what was on the camera.
Was I doing something wrong? What am I being pulled over for?
The whole group of you, yes.
No, I was not individually, so how can you pull me over?
And the reason you're being pulled over is because I'm going to take your camera and you're going to use it as evidence in the crimes that have been committed by
I have not committed any crimes, and you can't take my personal property from me, sir.
Okay, that's fine. You can see your license.
Moore's lawyer, Hunter Biederman.
Here this officer decided to just go rogue and pull over the first guy he saw with a helmet camera on.
The way Moore sees it, it's not illegal to have a video camera. But when the deputy returns, he arrests Moore for having a concealed license plate.
You're under arrest for your license plate being obstructed. Place your hands
Are you
behind your back.
kidding me, dude?
Place your hands
You're kidding
behind
me,
your
right?
back. Place your hands behind your back.
Are you
Do
kidding
you understand
me?
As Moore continues to argue, the deputy loses his patience.
Why'd you pull me over in the first place? What you did to me was not right. You know it.
I'm going to ask you one more time to have a seat, okay?
So, where's my bike? No, why can't I drive off? Please. Sit down.
In a written statement, the sheriff's office says Moore was stopped because of a concealed plate. Video was confiscated and turned over to the gang unit as evidence, they say.
Completely shocked at their behavior.
Moore's bike was impounded. Then he spent 8 hours in jail. All of it, he says, on a charge that was made up after the fact. David Schechter.
From Victory Park, this is News 8 Now in high definition.
Tonight, it's a clash of cameras. It's bikers versus the badge.
Place your hands behind your back.
Are you
Do you
kidding me,
understand
man?
me?
Did a deputy cross the line?
Hey, shut up!
Or was it really trouble on wheels? 2 sides of the story, and you'll see them both right now on News 8.
The conduct of a Dallas County deputy is under review after a News 8 report questioning an arrest. A sport biker claims the deputy slapped the cuffs on him on a trumped-up charge. Now tonight, the sheriff's office has handed over its own video to Channel 8's David Schechter.
Why was sport biker Chris Moore pulled over? Later on this tape, taken from a camera on Moore's helmet, Deputy James Westbrook said it was because Moore's license plate was concealed. But that's not what Westbrook originally said.
Was I doing something wrong? What am I being pulled over for?
The whole group of you, yes.
No, I was not individually, so how can you pull me over?
And the reason you're being pulled over is because I'm going to take your camera and you're going to use it as evidence in the crimes that have been committed by
I have not committed any crimes, and you can't take my personal property from me, sir.
Okay, that's fine. You can see your license.
The sheriff's office says it is now reviewing Westbrook's actions. And it released this dash cam from another deputy's car showing what necessitated their response. Here, a rider harasses a deputy, goes into a wheelie, then slows down to harass the deputy yet again. And it happens again with the same rider.
I have a bike trying to cut me off. Right here. He keeps slamming on his brakes.
Finally, the deputy pulls over a pickup truck with passengers who may have been shooting video. The same rider now pulls up again and takes something away with him.
It wasn't all fun and games, and people weren't just riding down the road peacefully. You see a motorcyclist halting his brakes suddenly in front of one of the other deputies, and you see folks going down the wrong way, harming the public. All the other
right, but were any of those people
Chris Moore?
We aren't able to identify that.
Moore was pulled over about 15 minutes later because of his camera and arrested because
You're under arrest for your license plate being obstructed. Place your hands behind your...
Are you kidding me, dude?
Of course, it's over 100 bikers. Who are you going to pick? The ones that are going to help you a little bit more. And Moore had the video camera that would have assisted more.
he didn't want to help. Don't you have to have a warrant for that kind of evidence? David Schechter, Channel 8 News.
News 8 reports trigger an internal affairs investigation into the conduct of a Dallas County deputy who arrested a sport biker on Memorial Day. Now, the sheriff's office released video of what happened before the arrest that shows reckless bikers blocking police officers on a highway. But is that reason enough to pull over a different biker, demand his helmet camera, and arrest him? Well, News 8's David Schechter broke the story, and he asked the sheriff's department if the arrest was justified.
He didn't want to help. Don't you have to have a warrant for that kind of evidence?
Well, when David didn't get a response, he didn't stop looking for an answer. And David's live in downtown Dallas this evening. So, David, what did you find out ultimately?
Well, hey, Gloria, experts who have seen this video agree. They say the deputy who took the camera off the biker's helmet, he needed a warrant to do that, to make that seizure. And now with an internal affairs investigation underway, that deputy will have to explain himself. On Memorial Weekend, this sheriff's dash cam video shows how stunt bikers taunted and antagonized officers, slamming on their brakes and blocking their path. Then, when a truck traveling with the pack of bikes gets pulled over, a passenger hands something off to a rider. And then moments later, that same woman hops on a bike and rides away, all while other riders drive the wrong way on Stemmons in the deputy's direction. How frustrating is that? Well, not enough to violate the Constitution, says Toby Shook, a former Dallas County prosecutor.
The Constitution wins out over frustration every time.
Though none of that happened to Deputy James Westbrook, Shook says he likely felt that afternoon's frustration when he pulled over biker Chris Moore in order to seize Moore's helmet camera. Listen.
Was I doing something wrong? What am I being pulled over for?
The whole group of you, yes.
No, I was not individually, so how can you pull me over?
And the reason you're being pulled over is because I'm going to take your cameras and you're going to use it as evidence in the crimes that have been committed by
I have not committed any crimes, and you can't take my personal property from me, sir.
Okay, that's fine. I need to see your license.
Westbrook later arrested Moore for a concealed license plate. Shook says deputies like Westbrook cannot pull people over simply to seize their personal property.
Well, I think in this particular case, you did need a warrant to get that piece of evidence.
Now, the sheriff's office gave us that video you saw at the top of the story to show us what the deputies were up against that day. We asked for the video from Westbrook's dash cam. They said that video does not exist, so that will not be used, obviously, in this internal affairs investigation. This story has been the #1 story on our website for the past 3 days. Lots of people are making comments. If you'd like to leave us a comment, go to our Facebook page for WFAA. We'll see you there. Reporting live, David Schechter, Channel 8 News.